Well, good day to you. It's Joel with The King Country, dropping in to let you know that our brand new film, Unsung Hero, is in theaters now.
It's Luke here. We've teamed up with the creators of Jesus Revolution to bring you this adventure of a lifetime. It's a powerful, true story about a family uniting, growing in their faith, and facing the impossible together.
In theaters now, unsunghero.movie for more information.
Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested.
Hey, if you're anything like me, then mornings can feel crazy. Everyone is tired and rushing and coming from behind. You're probably not your best self and you start your day in chaos. I have some good news. It doesn't have to be that way. You can't control a lot in life, but you can control how you start your day. That's why I created my brand new Start Your Day Planner. This planner is based on my #1 national best-selling book, Take Back Your Time, and it's the exact system that I use to guide me through a simple morning routine that takes just a few minutes. It helps me start my day calm, confident, and in control. Y'all, when you transform your mornings, you transform your days. And when you transform your days, you can truly transform your life. Now, the physical Start Your Day Planner doesn't come out until August, but I could not wait to get this system in your hands. So I created a free digital sample that you can get right now. Go to startyourdayplanner.com and get your free digital planner. Did I mention that it's free? Go to startyourdayplanner.com and get ready to start your day in a whole new way. Hey everyone, and welcome to Get Your Hopes Up. I'm Christy, Wright, and I'm so glad you're here. Romans 15:13 says, "May the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace as you trust in him, so that you may overflow with hope by power of the Holy Spirit." Our God is the God of hope, and he wants you to overflow with hope. So let's start our week by getting our hopes up again. Now today, we're talking about how to change with your season. Right now, at the time of this airing, we are in the middle of crossing over from spring to summer, which brings all kinds of wonderful changes. Maybe you're looking forward to sleeping in a little more. I don't know about you, but my boys have to be at school by 7:30, which means we are up and out the door by 7 a.m. I am really looking forward to sitting on my deck with a cup of coffee a little longer in the morning, rushing a little less, sleeping in a little more. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to the warmer weather. I'm looking forward to different rhythms at night. We stay up at night so much more in the summer, and we play at the playground with longer days and more sunlight. We have all types of wonderful things we look forward to in the summer. This is right in the middle of a change of seasons, not only in the calendar and the weather, but probably in your rhythms and your life. This affects your schedule, it affects your calendar, and so we're going to talk today about how to change with your season. Now, I want to start with an example of how this can happen in a pretty dramatic way. So in January on Instagram, I posted a story, a quick little update about how I was so proud of myself because my entire house was clean at one time. That may not sound like a big deal to you, but to me, that's a big deal. If the downstairs is clean, the upstairs is not. If the garage is clean, the inside is not. If my car is clean, there's a room that's a mess. I can never have it all clean at one time, but in this one miracle moment in January, maybe I just had a lot of enthusiasm coming out of Christmas, the flip of a calendar, some time off to work on it. My whole house was clean. I was like, okay, y'all, I am getting it together. Bring it on 2024. I am starting strong. Within a week, y'all, within a week, we discovered a dishwasher leak that led to our floors getting ripped up, cabinets getting demoed, our entire kitchen coming apart. And this went on for months. We walked around on uneven subfloor plywood for months. We didn't have running water or a sink in the kitchen for months. With 3 little kids, y'all, this was a real adventure. At first, we're like, oh yeah, paper plates, Chipotle, Chick-fil-A. We'll make a big, wonderful adventure. Picnics on the floor. No. After a couple of weeks of this, we're ready to just have some running water. We're ready to have some water in our cups and not from bottles of water. We're ready for some type of normalcy. But let's just look at the irony of that example of how this whole thing started for just a minute. 1 minute, I'm celebrating having the entire house together. And the next, The house is more fallen apart than it has ever been in the history of this house. Now, there's nothing wrong with this because, of course, the kitchen is beautiful now and I'm very thankful it's all fixed, yada, yada, yada. But it highlights something that happens in our lives all the time. We make plans and then things change. Has that ever happened to you? You make a plan and then something happens and the plans change. But because we are hard-headed and determined, we cling to our plans and we cling to our ideas and we demand that they still play out exactly how we have in our head, even though everything around us has changed. This is true for everything in your life. It's true for your New Year's resolutions, your goals, your business, your kids, your health, your house, your money, all of it. We are so focused on our plan and our goal and our idea, and we are so determined and hard-headed that we insist that it continues to play out exactly how we intended when we started it. So we hold our feet to the fire of what we had in mind, and we beat ourselves up when it doesn't go how we planned. We get frustrated, we get anxious, we create stress in our lives. But as I have told you before, when things change, things need to change. When things change, things need to change. And right now, things are changing, y'all. May is a month of change. May is a transition month between the busyness of the spring and your school and your work and your routine. And it leads us into summer, which usually involves vacations and lazy days and a lax schedule and later mornings. So what was right in January or March may not be right in June or July. But if you don't pause to reassess what's right now, you'll keep pressuring yourself to do what you've been doing this spring, even if it's not right anymore. I love Ecclesiastes 3, where it talks about seasons. It says, there is a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heavens. A time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to uproot, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to tear down and a time to build, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to scatter stones and a time to gather them, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to search and a time to give up, a time to keep and a time to throw away, a time to tear and a time to mend, a time to be silent and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time for war and a time for peace. I love this example from Scripture because we have a very direct instruction on the timing of things. Everything is not forever, and what was right before might not be right now. What was right in the spring season might not be right in the summer season. And so as we experience this transition between spring and summer, between a rigid schedule and a much more relaxed schedule in many cases, I want to help you reassess what's right now. Reassess what's going on. What are your priorities? What do you want this summer to look like? You know, the number one question that I ask myself when planning my time is this: what's right now? What's right now? This is the premise of my number one national best-selling book, Take Back Your Time. Life balance isn't about doing everything for an equal amount of time. It's about doing the right things at the right time. But if you're going to do that, you need to know what's right now. So back to May. Back to this month. New Year's resolutions are probably a distant memory at this point, right? And you're starting to ease into summer. You're getting excited about cookouts. You're getting excited about vacation. I want to encourage you to pause. Take a few minutes and think about your summer. What if you took just a few minutes and planned your summer just like you did your year back in January? Now, you may not have a brand new planner. You may not have all your highlighters lined up and rainbow ordered. That's fine. That's great. But you can still put some thought and intentionality into what you want this summer. I love how Zig Ziglar said, if you aim for nothing, you'll hit it every time. Even in summer, when we want to throw rules and schedules and routines out the window, you can still have direction for your summer. You can still have a vision of what you want it to be. Because if you don't think through what you want your summer to be, it won't be that. If you don't think through what you want to include in your time and your schedule and your activities, you won't include them. The summer will be over. You'll be back to August and back to school and back to routines, and you didn't do the things you wanted to do. So let's just stop. Let's just think and plan and treat our summer like we do the beginning of the year and think through what you want. What do you want this summer to look like? Actually visualize it. What do you see yourself doing? What are the activities that you're engaged in? What are the things that are important to you? What does success look like this summer? What are your priorities this summer? I do this exercise of reassessing my season every January, every May, and every August. Because for me, those are the beginnings of the season, the spring season, the summer season, and the fall season, which is the rhythm that my life tends to fall on. You know, I remember doing this exercise last summer and I wrote down very specific things that I wanted to do. I wanted to be outside as much as possible. I wanted to exercise. I wanted to play with my kids. I wanted to go to the lake on the weekends. These are things that were important to me for my summer season. Well, that may sound really simple in theory, but it actually informed the decisions I made. So when we had opportunities to sign up for summer sports, we didn't do those. We didn't sign up for summer sports. We didn't want to have soccer games on Saturday mornings because we wanted to be at the lake. All of that clarity for decision-making came from thinking through what I wanted for my summer. We can get so focused in January on goals and resolutions, and we know we want to manage our time and create new habits, and we know what we want, and we think through what we want, and we do what we can to make our calendar align with that. And then the summer comes, and we just kind of throw all the routines out the window. The truth is, routines aren't bad. Having goals and having a vision and having a schedule isn't a bad thing at all. Your goal for your summer could be to not have a schedule at all. Your vision for your summer would be to have no commitments whatsoever. Great, that's still a vision. But if you don't know what you want this summer to look like, you can't make it happen. So what is that for you? What would it look like to sit down and cast a vision for your summer and set your priorities for your summer and connect with your spouse if you're married and connect with your kids if you have kids? What do they want this summer to look like? What's their dream list for this summer? What do you want to make sure we do this summer? How are you going to make the most of this time? It starts by sitting down and thinking through what making the most of it looks like to you. So what does success look like this summer for you? What are your priorities this summer? Maybe you need to set some boundaries. What do you want to stop doing this summer? What do you want to do more of this summer? What needs to change in your schedule or commitments or rhythms to make that possible? You know, if you go to startyourdayplanner.com, you can download a free digital copy of my daily planner that's coming out this August, and it will walk you through this exact exercise that I'm talking about. This is the exercise I do every January, every May, and every August to plan the season ahead. Now, you can plan it any time. It's not dated. You can put whatever beginning of whatever season you want to put. But if you download this planner, it will walk you through these questions to guide you through planning your next season. Go to startyourdayplanner.com to get your copy and go through this exercise. What do you want for your summer? When you plan your summer with the same intentionality that you do your goals or resolutions in January, you not only give yourself permission to change your mind as your season and priorities changes, but you're also much more likely to do what you want to do. When things change, things need to change. It's okay if you don't care about those things that you said you wanted to do in January. You have full permission to change your mind, change your priorities, change your plan, and change your year. In fact, you should. It's kind of like me when I very naively posted on Instagram back in January. I have my whole house together. Everything's together. Everything's clean all at one time. Isn't this so great? Little did I know, things were really, really about to change. But you know what? That's a good thing. Because as things change, you can pivot and adapt, and you can grow and evolve, and you can align your goals and priorities with what's going on right now. Not what was right in January, what was right last year, what was right 6 weeks ago. What's right now? When you pause and ask yourself this question at the beginning of each season, or even the beginning of each week, as I train you to in my Start Your Day Planner, or at the beginning of each day, which is also the morning routine I have every single day in my Start Your Day Planner. When you pause and ask yourself this question on a regular basis, what's right now? You give yourself clarity about what's right now, and then you can do what's right now. So what do you want this season of the year and of your life to look like? Plan this coming summer so you can know what's right and you can do what's right for you. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for joining me for Get Your Hopes Up. I love hanging out with you every Monday to help you get to know God, get closer to Him, and get your hopes up again. Be sure to share this episode on Instagram and Facebook so other people can get their hopes up as well. And then follow the Christy Wright podcast channel so you never miss a new show. Then I'll see you next Monday for another new episode of Get Your Hopes Up.